Well, the Auditor General is set to deliver her performance audit report on the ArriveCAN to the House of Commons today. CTV's Colton Prale joins us live this morning with more on this. Colton, good morning to you. And so when it comes to this report on ArriveCAN smartphone apps, this has been long anticipated. So what are we expecting to hear from Karen Hogan today?
Kayla, this is really going to be an all-encompassing look at an app that has ballooned in cost and whose performance really came into question. So one of the main things we're looking at from this report isn't just the performance audit, but specifically it's looking at the procurement process for even starting the contract on this app, and the contractors who worked on it, the subcontractors who worked on it. Another very important question. That is the big question. And all of this really comes down to one key theme, and it's value for money. That's what so many people are going to be looking at, because originally this was an app that was pegged at about $80,000. Now we know costs have risen to more than $54 million for an app that didn't work particularly well in 2022. It told 10,000 people to quarantine incorrectly, a procurement process to start this app that previous reports have found issue with, that the RCMP we now know is looking into, that the CBSA is also looking into. In fact, the CBSA report looking into this and looking into the professional practices of acquiring this report was apparently so scary that parliamentarians last week couldn't allow that testimony to happen in a House of Commons committee. They said it could jeopardize the RCMP investigation. So this report has the potential to be scathing. It has the potential to do real damage, but to also shine a real light on some of the challenges. And a lot of the allegations that we're looking for answers for in this report go back to that procurement process. How did the company that eventually won the main portion of this contract to compete at, GC Strategies, actually do so? And there's a lot of allegations around that, of cooperation between senior officials in government and the head of this company, or the heads of this company, prior to even a request for proposal going out, prior to even tendering a contract. Those are some of the allegations we're looking for answers for. You know, we've already heard from the head of this company that they'd exaggerated their work experience in order to try and get this contract. We heard from the head of the CBSA that they didn't tell the Auditor General there was an RCMP investigation prior to this report being originally, when it was supposed to be released back in the fall. There's a lot of questions here about any sort of collaboration, collusion, or nefarious cooperation between the CBSA and the companies who made it. One of the other things we've learned from a previous report from the procurement ombudsman was that when this contract was tendered and a bid was submitted by the company that won, they promised certain subcontractors would work on this app, and they never actually did that. So who did do the work on this app, and how did it go from an $80,000 project to something that cost nearly $55 million? These are some of the questions that we're looking to see answered.
No, absolutely. The numbers are just astronomical, and there's no doubt there are a lot of unanswered questions. We will leave it there. CTV's Colton Prale, thank you for that tee up this morning. We appreciate it.
Anytime.